From the heart of the city to the outer edges of the Beltway and beyond, this is the District of Misfits Show, the drinking show with a podcast problem. This is your guide into our unique and beautiful city, the good, the bad, the ugly, as well as the funny and straight up ridiculous. Told by us before someone tells it for us. The opinions expressed on this show are our own, and we make no apologies. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, live from Redskins Park. No, but seriously, Happy New Year from the Blaguard and the first episode of the District of Misfits Show of 2020. I'm going to hand this off to my co-host with the most, Marcus, Pasteurized Chef. Marcus.
Ooh, welcome to our first show of the new year. Thank you for starting the new decade with us, even though you think it's a new year. It's still the new year, a new decade.
It's still the same decade. It doesn't start till 2021.
Yeah.
We count to 10.
People know that.
It happens.
Tonight
Anyways, we are filming live from the
That's
Blaguard in the heart of fucking Adams Morgan. Welcome to the new year, and welcome to the year in review. I am Marcus Bradley Dunn with the Pasteurized Chef. You can follow us on the District of Misfits on Facebook, Instagram, on Twitter. We're the DC Misfits on Twitter and Twitch and TikTok. We are the Pasteurized Radio. I'm Marcus Donovan, the Pasteurized Chef. You can find me on my socials, the Pasteurized Chef. My co-hosts tonight are Boo.
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at Crushing Boo, all one word.
Miss Val.
You can find me on Facebook at Valerie Torres and on the Twit and Insta at VMTDC.
And Jamie.
I am Lives Infamously on Instagram, and I am Bars Simpson on the Twitter.
And tonight we are at the Blaguard, 18th in Florida, down in Adams Morgan, the heart of Adams Morgan. And tonight one of our guests is Bo King.
Hi, guys.
What's up, Bo?
Michael Harrison.
Say hi to Mom. Well, Mike's not here
Hi,
yet.
Mom.
He's over there doing weird Mike
Mr.
things.
Mr. Bo, do you have any socials for your service?
Yeah, we've got all of the Blaguard accounts, which is Blaguard DC on all social media. We've also got BlaguardDC.com, and then me personally, I'm Bo King DC on Instagram.
The website's easy to access. Ladies and gentlemen, how the fuck was your New Year's Eve?
Oh, wait, let's start with Val. Val, how was your New Year's?
It was challenging.
Challenging.
Challenging how?
I had to work at Nick's for the combined Nick's Riverside Girls / Tony and Joe's New Year's Eve bash, the River Bash, I think it's
So it's like is it a holiday party or is it like a New Year's Eve thing?
It's New Year's Eve, and
straight shit show?
there were 3,100 tickets sold.
So a shit show on the water.
Yes, it
Is
was a
what
shit
you're-
show on the water. It was ridiculous. Apparently, and I really just focused on my little section of the bar. So I was like, oh yeah, things are great. Like, it wasn't so bad. There were only like a couple people who really bothered me. Couple days later, people were talking about it. And they were like, yeah, there was a fight over here, and somebody was bloody over here, and someone got kicked out, and this and that, the other. I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know any of that.
That's the magic of tunnel vision. Keeping your head down and
I was like, I thought it was great.
running around the bases.
Oh, that's the magic of the restaurant industry as well, though.
But we didn't we had to break down our whole bar beforehand, and then we had to put it all back together
And it's always
before we all left, and so we didn't leave until almost 5 o'clock.
Mostly it's inventory night as well, so everybody else. I mean, inventory on New Year's Eve kind of fucking sucks.
Who the fuck is doing inventory on New Year's Eve?
Oh, yeah, we had to do inventory.
everybody.
You guys
shit,
not?
Oh, my God.
So you
My
know,
inventory have been counting my money and calling it a day.
No, we had to do inventory before we broke down the bar.
Screw that.
Yeah.
I was just on the
Oh,
door
you've
here.
never done inventory on, like,
When-
New Year's Eve?
no, I've done it like the day after, 2 days
no,
after. Or some shit
that's
like
the fucking worst.
So when do you guys do it? The day after?
Whenever the fuck they do it, I don't do that shit, and I wouldn't do on New Year's.
You lucky as a motherfucker.
It's the end of the month.
So no, we do it. We do
When
it
do you
weekly.
guys-
We do it weekly, but you got to remember, like
What's
we
a
do
weekly?
ordering, and you call it a goddamn day. But
Yeah.
to do it on New Year's Eve
Nah,
after you break down the
motherfuckers do it
restaurant,
There's
yeah.
a lot of people who do it on New Year's
I mean,
Eve.
I worked at places where I was a
Some
chef at
owners
3
are just
locations. No, I've been in places where I was a chef at 3 locations. We would have to do it fucking 3 locations, fucking all balls.
Isn't that what like the fiscal year is for, not the actual year?
You would think, but no. Motherfuckers
I got nothing. Who's next? Boo. How was your New Year's?
So my New Year's was dope. It was real simple. I went and saw Go Go Bordello at 930 Club.
Nice.
For the first time. I gotta say, pretty high energy shit from start to finish. I've been adjacent to that band for years. I've known people that are married to people in the band, and I've had members of them in my house, in my respective bars or whatever, like over the years, but have never actually seen them because the stars just never lined up. But yeah, it was a badass show, man. Those guys come out guns blazing from the first note to the last, and their fan base is like, I'm used to going to shows where, like, you know, unless it's like some crazy heavy metal shit, people kind of just stand around. They might bop a little bit, but like everybody was dancing. There was a little mosh pit, you know, but it seemed like everybody was pretty respectful and well behaved, and to say the crowd was festive would be a bit of an understatement, but it was a good time. And then we bounced around a couple other bars, me and my lady.
Yeah.
It was nice and
Nice.
low key. And low key. It was nice to not work or be stuck doing some bullshit. You know?
I actually got to start working, so it was actually kind of fun for me. Fun for me to the point where, like, in the whole atmosphere of things, like if I wasn't working, I would be out drinking and doing something.
If I'm not at a show, I would rather be working on New Year's Eve. Like,
Yeah,
I need some kind of purpose other
I
than
had off
just.
last year. Let me tell you, I had no idea what the fuck.
No, I don't know either. No.
Like, because for
As
years it's
wrestling-
like you work it, and you get off when it's like,
What do I do? It's like it's getting off on a Saturday night. If
You
don't know
worked,
what's-
right?
Oh yeah. At
Yeah.
the illustrious Looking Glass Lounge where your
How
dreams
was-
and
how was
nightmares
New
can
Year's
come
Eve?
true at the same time. So,
Boo, what's it? Do you
so
remember what
actually-
you did last year?
So it was literally like,
I do.
my New Year's started early. I got this hat. Good guy, Jeremy Jones. Guy I worked with for years. He has a drum and bass line. Threw out some hats. It's been going on since 2010 here local in DC. A couple of artists like across the world. He gave me the hat. I was like, I'm gonna rock it on New Year's. And then New Year's happened at Looking Glass. And when I say like Remy Knight came through with the DJ set, everybody's drunk as hell. This one girl fell asleep on the stairs.
That's awesome. On
Which
the
is
stairs.
on the stairs. And there's only 5 stairs, and she found a fucking way. She found a way to fall asleep on the stairs.
That's
Another
pretty
young
fucking
lady
awesome.
walks up to me with like the dumb drunk eyes. She's like, excuse me, I just want you to know that you sprayed me with champagne. And I was like,
Bitch, get over
I was like, baby, I sprayed everybody with champagne. I know I did the shit. Like,
Is it you?
she's like, well, is your owner here? And I was like, yes, that drunk asshole over there. You go tell him.
Your
And
owner.
like, oh yeah, Jeff. She went to go tell Jeff.
No. But your owner.
Oh, right, whatever.
Ooh.
I didn't even
Really?
think
That's
about
the
that.
energy?
Damn, I
That's-
could have really fucked with this white
That's
woman.
the energy
But
you're
like-
bringing into 20.
So, like, I was like, he's over there.
Owner.
He's
I want
over
to speak
there.
to your owner, please.
And was like,
What's her name, Karen?
So she goes over there, and apparently she tells Jeff that I sprayed her with champagne. And then Jeff comes over and was like, yeah, that girl's mad at you. And I was like, yeah, I know. He was like, okay, because I told her you knew too. And then he just walked the fuck away from me. Like,
Bo, how was your New Year's?
It was all right. I was, it's working in a bar on New Year's, so there's that. But I was out front. We were at capacity for hours. We never do a cover or anything. So
Those are my favorite bars.
Yeah.
On New Year's. If you're going to go out on New Year's Eve, you go somewhere. Part of the reason why I didn't remember what I did last year
'Cause you
is
worked with
because I
me.
worked at Bar Pilar
With Marcus.
With Marcus. And a place with
all
no
fairness-
cover.
No fairness. I didn't remember you worked with me either till Val fucking
Oh
told
my
me.
God!
if it wasn't for
At the
Val.
last show, Boo goes, I don't remember what I did last. I need to.
I've spent
what
months
did I
wondering what I
do?
did
Yeah,
last New Year's
and
Eve.
Boo and
And I
I
was
were
like-
together.
Real talk.
doing
I
the
was like,
show.
you worked
y'all
at
need to
Bar
get-
Pilar last
Y'all
year.
need to get tight with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I ain't
All
do nothing
right,
like
all
that.
right, guys. We're at the fucking Blaguard here on fucking Adams Morgan, 18th to Florida. They are open Monday to Tuesday, 5 to 2 a.m., Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Well, actually, Wednesday and Thursday, they open at 12:30, close at 2 a.m. Friday and Saturday, 12:30 to 3 a.m., because in D.C., that's what we do.
Yep.
And Sunday, 12:30 to 2 a.m. Boo, rapid fire time, bruh.
Oh, shit, y'all. Here we go. So, if you've ever followed the show, at least the old show, at the end of the year, we like to do a little review. We did our holiday show. We didn't really do a New Year's show because everybody was out of town and shit. So,
And Marcus had a broken head.
And Mark's had a broken head. So, in some type of order, we're gonna go down this year's the District of Misfits Show 2019 year in review. Starting off with the year in sports, we had our Washington Nationals winning the World Series.
Good job,
What,
Nationals.
what? Hootie hoo.
Fuck yeah, Nationals.
And then on the
You're from Delaware.
Delaware what?
Della who?
Expos
You're a
fan.
you're
I'm an
an
Expos fan.
That means nothing to me.
I'm a Yankees
That
Expos fan.
means that.
Okay.
How?
All
So much for rapid fire.
So much for rapid fire. All right, anyways.
Hold,
go back to
please.
rapid fire.
Hold,
Your
Yeah.
parents don't like you.
Hold, please. Before
gotta-
we start, we did not
We
come
didn't
up
do
with
safe words.
safe words.
Oh, no, because they were in the notes. I'm going to go with fucking Expos.
That's
two
multiple
words.
words. That's multiple
many
words.
words.
Oh, Expos.
Let's not forget
Expos.
his head is broken.
Expos. Okay, Val.
Skip me. Hold on. I have to think.
Bitch, we do the show once a week.
My technically every 2 weeks, but my safe word's going to be bupkis.
All right, that's fair.
Taking it back. Taking it back to the old school.
Fair enough.
No, I'm just making when Marcus calls somebody a bitch, it's always funny as shit.
Just fucking
He's
call
like,
it.
bitch! Like shoulders go up, he get all sideways. or
That's
whatever.
actually really.
He was like-
That's actually really fair. He's right on that one.
My safe word is truly.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Oh, truly. All right. So
Am I coming up with one?
Yeah, you
Yes.
should probably have one too.
Harder.
Harder. Oh, shit.
See,
Fuck.
so the idea is like when you're having sex, what a safe word would be. Would
Shut
you
up.
say
All right,
harder?
bupkis. Let me
I
run
was.
through this.
Oh, wait, I need
We got
a
feeling
a little
safe word
judgment
now.
right
Yeah,
now.
Val needs a safe word.
In honor of our lovely Nationals champions.
Champions. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so with minimal interruption, let me bust through this because we got a lot of ground to cover. All right, so we have the Nats winning the World Series. We have the Mystics winning the WNBA championship.
What?
U.S. women's soccer team crushing all the competition, making the men's soccer team look like
Gabbage.
You know what? Yo, they're getting better, and I hate watching soccer.
the Washington Redskins. Still a motherfucking shit show.
New
Hashtag Happy Thanksgiving.
Harder.
And related to the Nationals, we had Baby Shark all of a sudden just completely retake our lives in a way that none of us ever
And then
ever
sadly,
thought
Baby
possible.
Shark left.
I'm fine with that.
He went to Japan.
And just
I'm
like
fine
that.
with that.
And then
Just like
in
that.
year in entertainment, we all got to witness the advent of the Mandalorian, a.k.a. the Baby Yoda show.
Baby Yoda.
You
I
ever
think we
watch-
can all just let's just take 5 minutes. Let's just take 5 seconds to honor the glory that is Baby Yoda. Just
Baby
5
Yoda.
seconds, 5 seconds.
Baby Yoda. So what?
Okay, we're good.
Christ.
Now, while HBO shat the fucking bed on the end of Game of Thrones,
So bad.
they came out the gates blazing with Watchmen.
Well, yeah.
And
Yes.
I will take on anybody that
And
has
the
a
dark,
problem with that
the
show.
His Dark Materials
Oh,
is
his
also
dark
on HBO.
and his Dark Materials. They got the two-handed, the left and the right, the 1-2 punch combo. The XFL team that we all have yet to see, DC Defenders. This was their birth year, I believe.
Yes, it is.
More information on that to come, I guess.
Yes.
Vince McMahon.
R. Kelly got shut the fuck down. Avengers it brought us the fucking end game, and I don't know about y'all, but I needed a cigarette after all that shit was over.
Right? It was
Jo-
a little overwhelming.
Joker movie had a lot of people like split down the middle, kind of like a Trump election. Like a lot of folks were about it. Some people were like, I don't know. But then on some not so happy shit, we had the premiere of Leaving Neverland
Show me your anal.
and
Whoa.
and the death of Roger Epstein.
The murder. Not
murder.
Not the death.
The death, the alleged
He died.
suicide.
Dear,
He was killed.
That
dear,
was
dear Disney,
killed.
I don't know what the fuck happened, just in case you want to sign me. So I'm just throwing that shit out there.
He was killed.
That's their views.
Yeah.
All right, you're in
didn't
DC.
kill
Let's
So,
do this.
year in DC, Jack Evans' fall from grace. We had to experience the closings of some pretty iconic institutions. Punk rock watering hole, The Pinch.
Yes.
Gypsy Sally's, if you were a fan of the jam band circuit. Satellite Room, if you were into the boozy shakes and the all the
Fan.
accoutrement fun
and the
things
tater tots.
they offered there. What were some of the other ones? I lost.
The Commodore
The pitch.
closed. The
Oh, yeah.
pitch.
The Cardin Room.
Oh wait, there was another one that oh man, R.I.P. Woodside Deli in
Yeah.
Silver Spring.
Yeah.
Man, I had my first chef salad there. I'm not even playing. Like it changed my life when I was a kid. I'm not even fucking around. I'm gonna miss the shit out of that.
It's a
joint.
big ass sandwich.
And there's a
without
few
bread.
others that escape mention right now, but Yeah. Let's see. We have the launch of the DC Bar Restaurant Worker Alliance.
We'll talk about Michael Harrison about
We
that
have
a
the
little
birth of the Don't Mute DC movement. Don't fuck with my motherfucking go-go.
Don't fuck with DC, folks.
Speaking of, Go-Go takes the national stage with the Nationals winning. It's the first time on national TV we get to hear Bustin' Loose playing on all the airwaves. So shout out to that. Kenyon McDuffie pushing to make Go-Go DC's official music because it's already the unofficial music.
You know that broad ain't gonna let that happen, right?
What? It doesn't matter.
No.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
No, wait. Pause. I know y'all about to interrupt me some shit. I am not fucking with Mario Bowser. Like you got the mumbo sauce thing.
Oh, that was a
Okay,
fucking
that is
Like,
definitely.
don't forget that bullshit.
I was
And
like,
then,
where are you
let's
coming
not-
from with
I forgot
this?
about that.
Like
That's-
it's usually like anything that's like some pure DC. She'd be like, nah, because white people from Minnesota don't like that yet.
No, but
so.
she buckled on that. She's not down on
Like,
that hill.
yeah.
She's not going down on that
I feel
hill.
like she's going
She
to
got
go
voted
down that
against.
hill.
So, moving
Keep
right
going.
along, political significant moments in 2019. We had the Robert Mueller report, which, you know, it didn't lead the way to impeachment. That shit sort of kind of made itself happen. But, yes, Scrotus, the so-called ruler of the United States, Donald Trump, got impeached on 2 articles. We had a bunch of hurricanes that also led him to use a Sharpie to try to mislead people into thinking that it was going to land in a place where it wasn't.
It's
Miss Frizzle would be
happening.
so upset.
Oh yeah, by the way, he got impeached on
fought.
two counts.
You got some balloons. some
And
confetti.
then he picked a fight with a 16-year-old environmentalist who sailed across the fucking Atlantic Ocean.
Yes.
An autistic, a girl
Yes,
on the
the
spectrum,
girl with, yep,
a teenage girl
autism.
on the spectrum of autism who sailed across the Atlantic Ocean to bring awareness to climate change. Picked a fight with her. There was a raid, in air quotes, on Area 51, in
was
which
funny.
we got to see a lot of people running like cartoon ninjas.
I believe it is called a Naruto run.
Yes, Naruto
I
run.
do that with my son all
If
the
you trip
fucking
and fall
time.
and knock all your chiclets out, you have no one to
You
blame
done fucked
but
up.
yourself. And last and certainly not least, we had the onslaught and craze that led, just people literally stabbing and shooting each other over the Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Motherfucking Popeye
Crazy.
chicken.
Did y'all have it?
I have
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
it was,
So,
of course.
let me tell you what it was. It was a sandwich between 2 pieces of bread.
With a great ass
He
pickle
said
and
it
some
was a
sauce.
sandwich
It was
between 2
Like
pieces.
it was just some chicken. No,
It was
mind you,
good
Popeyes
fried
was
Good
chicken.
chicken.
ass fried chicken.
But it was like a piece of chicken breast between like some bread and shit.
Nah,
Tonight
it's
we are live from the Blaguard on 18th and Florida, Adams Morgan, guys. And right now we're gonna go to our GoFundMe video. Please GoFundMe.
We're taking a 30-second break. We'll be right.
Love you guys.
Greetings. This is Crushing Boo from the District of Misfits Show. If you're receiving this transmission, we need your help. Time and time again, our attempts to spread our message of peace, love, and shenanigans has been hampered by equipment malfunction. Help us upgrade our gear, expand our reach, and save the galaxy from the forces of evil. Or at least the forces of boredom. You can help by donating to, liking, and sharing the link attached to this video. Please help us, Misfits. Your only hope.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We're here live on 18th and Florida, the Blaguard in A Street.
18th in Florida.
Oh, it's 18th and Florida.
Yeah.
You know, I never come to Adams Morgan, but since I do, I actually love the Blaguard.
Thank you.
Marcus's head is still broken.
It's amazing.
I actually do love this. I mean, I'm a big fan of Irish pub, so.
I've spent a lot of time in my younger days on this block, and the cool thing about this spot is that the building itself is historic. Like, this is the spot where this is the location of the original Madam's Organ.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I did not know.
And if you were down on 18th Street when I was down in my prime, in my heyday, this was also the Common Share, which was one of the most iconic and one of the best places to come and get grimy.
We still got the sign in
You know what I
Wonderland.
mean? There's
Still
there's
shit.
still a little bit of that mojo in the walls.
Took
you know,
a
And the
while
old-
to get that smell out.
You know, so, yeah, no doubt.
a
And
lot
so,
of bleach.
without further ado, I would like to introduce our guest, proprietor, owner extraordinaire, Bo King.
Hello.
How you doing, Bo? Thank you for being on the show.
I'm excellent. Thanks for doing the show.
Thank
here,
you for
guys.
letting us do it at your establishment.
Absolutely.
So give us a little bit of the backstory on how you and the Blaguard came to be.
So my co-owner and I, Nick Macris, Nick was the general manager of the now defunct Tom Tom, which was in the Johnny Pizzolo
I
space.
do remember
R.I.P.
Tom.
And I had just moved back from Houston. I'd been working in a music studio, and he and I decided we wanted to open a bar together. And it took 2 years, but we found the right place at the right price, and got in here and did a whole lot of work to fix it up. It
Get
was
that smell out of here.
falling apart, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, little by little, we would work, morning, noon, and night. And then we would drink, and then we would do carpentry. And if we were lucky, we'd get like 2 hours of sleep in the booth.
We call that sweat equity in the industry.
So, Bo, when did you guys open?
It was October 2010.
And it was-
shit.
Yeah.
So,
So
you're
10
coming up
years.
on a 10-year anniversary
Yes,
this
we
year.
are.
That's
Yes.
fucking dope.
So, are
man.
you doing a 10-year anniversary party?
Yeah,
or?
we do a big anniversary party every year in October. We give out like free hats, and a bunch of our regulars come by and stuff.
I've been here at a party.
Yes.
Maybe we.
I've
do
been
a
at a
little
couple
return
of
show.
Blaguard parties.
So
birthday
can we
parties.
can we
Can we
do
do
your
it? Can we
10
come back?
anniversary?
I would be open to that.
Like,
Yeah,
That would be
help
fucking
you-
amazing.
Help you
Not,
push this.
not during that damn party, though.
No. We come and party for the party.
Yeah, there you go.
We come and party for the party, but maybe
So
like the week
what-
before or something like
Sure,
that.
yeah.
I'm actually the week
I'm
before.
actually glad that
Hold
you
on.
mentioned that it took you 2 years, though. There's this commercial going on. It's like a progressive, whatever the fuck commercial. It's this guy and his wife, and they get in the car and they see like an open, open for restaurant sign.
Oh, yeah,
And then
one
they
year,
go
yeah.
get like olive oil and some random ass fish and shit like that, and they just open a restaurant.
Right.
And I
You
can
know,
say,
and it's just like, bro, it's not that easy.
and I can
Everybody-
say
That
from
is
being a
good.
restaurant owner as well. Yeah, fuck you. It is
Right.
way
It's not that
harder
easy.
than that shit,
No.
dude.
Yeah, no, we almost opened places like 2 or 3 times, and it kept falling apart at the
Oh,
last
always.
minute. The rental, whatever. There was always some impediment, and then the guys that owned the Blaguard at the time found out we were trying to buy, and my business partner was like, "Oh, the guys from the Blaguard, they want to sell," and I was like, "I fucking hate that bar. I don't even want to take the meeting."
So that's what I was going to ask you, because I was actually friends with those guys.
Right,
The guys who
I'm friends with
That's
those
all
guys
the
too. I
bar,
like those
you
guys.
know?
I just hated the bar.
Yeah, so I wanted, yeah.
But he talked me into taking the meeting, and it took I think 3 or 4 months to come together on the number. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
we saw the potential in the space, and we knew it was going to be a lot
mean,
of work.
it's-
But that's also why we could afford it.
It's
you know?
it's a really good location. Like
Yeah.
even when I was coming with my Uber driver, I'm like, oh, it's the first one around the corner. I'm gonna start thinking in my head, like, oh shit, it's the first one on the corner.
Yeah,
Like,
we've been Adams Morgan guys
Yeah.
like our whole lives. My house growing up was like the flop house because my mom was right up the street. So all my friends would come out drinking in Adams Morgan, and then in the morning she'd come down and there'd be like 20 of us like passed out in my basement.
so you're
The
born and
fridge is
raised
completely
DC.
barren.
yeah,
So you're
Born and raised.
Born and
DC
raised.
native
Yeah.
Washingtonian.
Right on, man.
yeah,
Right
just
up, right
like
up.
a mile from here.
Like
yeah.
where'd you go to high school?
Sidwell Friends.
Oh, Sidwell.
Nice.
I didn't like it. I got kicked out.
Now,
I
see,
got
that's the
kicked
badge
out.
of honor. It's not that you went to Sidwell; it's that you got kicked out.
Hold on, you
there
got
you go.
kicked out of
That's the
Sidwell?
badge of
Yeah, I
honor.
That's amazing.
So, Bo, 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
What were you doing before the Blaguard? And we want you to tell the people about Homestead.
Sure. I worked in a music studio in Houston, Texas during the rap scene booming there.
Did you work with Scarface?
Face was actually banned from our studio.
Fact you called him Face tells me you know who he is.
Face, big shout out to the folks. Face is a great guy, but some people came by and shot up the front of the studio when he was in a session, so they were like, Face, why don't you go across town to
How about Bushwick Bill?
How about we not be out here snitching right now? Not only did we work with Bill, but I saw
Call him Bill.
Yeah, I saw Bill like a month before he died. I was actually in Sugar Hill Studios
in
Rest in
Houston
peace,
visiting an old coworker, and he bummed a cigarette off of me.
How was Bushwick work? How was it? I mean, I'm a big fan of Bushwick. Like, Don't Fuck With Bushwick album was like
I mean, I would never.
that solo album was one of my favorite albums of all time.
Dude, I mean, it was Bill. Bill was a real character, and especially at the end, he was really trying hard to get a bunch of work done for his family. But he's one of the greats out of Houston. I'd never say a bad word about
Yeah,
Bill.
he was fucking pretty dope.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who else did you work from Houston?
I mean, you know,
like that's fucking awesome. This is a rap scene.
It's gauche to name drop, but you know, like
don't fucking name drop. I want you to name drop.
Paul Wall, Chameleonaire, Bun B,
Paul Wow, baby.
UGK.
Wow,
all
how
those
was that?
guys.
Like, did you know they were like legends at the time, or?
I mean, most of those guys had already like hit before I took the job at the studio, but some of them hadn't. Like, I remember we were working with this little guy from Baton Rouge, and I guess he was living in Baton Rouge at the time because it was just after Katrina when I took the job, and I was like, who is this guy? Like, he's got this weird high voice. And I swear to God, after I left the studio a few years later, I started tending bar up the street, and it was fucking Little Boozy, man. It was like I had no idea who he was when we took those sessions.
Yo,
but,
so
yeah.
that's crazy that you were in Houston during Katrina. So like
It was just after, yeah.
Just after. So I mean, like the town, everything is in flux.
It was crazy, man.
Everything
Yeah.
is wild down
I mean,
there. Like it's
I'm
a very unique time in Houston.
Yeah.
And I'm someone who
History.
used to live in. I lived in New Orleans, so like all the people who fucking moved from New Orleans over. Like when I lived in New Orleans, I heard the 504 Boys. It didn't dawn on me who Lil Wayne was for fucking years
Right,
later. I'm like,
right.
You're not
holy
that old.
Shit. Yeah, but I was 21 when I lived there. But
Lil Wayne.
when Lil Wayne got big, I'm like, oh my God, he's fucking
You're like,
504.
oh, that's
Yeah.
that dude.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, who's this goddamn dude? I'm like, why does he sound so familiar?
All right.
When that whole thing happened, I heard like the most fucked up Yo Mama joke in the entire world. So a buddy of mine's from Houston, real good friend of mine. I'm not going to shout him out, but because he said this shit. But he was arguing with a guy from New Orleans, and he was like, "Yeah, why don't you go save your grandmama from a roof?"
That's not even funny.
And I remember being like, "Yo, cuz, we have a proverb in West Philly: this motherfuckers get shot for less." Like, cuz. So I got one question for you. Tell me, Willie D has been like 95 years old his entire life.
His whole life. His whole life.
Willie D.
Willie
He
D
came out of the
seriously,
womb
man,
95.
Like Willie D and like what Morgan Freeman are like Adam and like Adam L and shit.
That's actually a true story. I would actually agree with that question.
And then Cicely Tyson popped out with the name Eve and shit, and they just made babies. in the ugliest Eiffel Tower you've ever seen in your entire life.
All right, Bubkus. All right, Bo, yeah. Tell the people about Homestead. I've been there once. I've been dying to go back.
Oh, Homestead's awesome.
Give everybody the breakdown.
Yeah, Homestead is located at 3911 Georgia Avenue.
Georgia Ave.
It's a lot larger than Blaguard, and we've got 4 different bars located throughout the building.
How many floors do you have?
3.
Yeah.
3, and we've got private party space available for corporate events.
It's a
wedding
nice
receptions,
location.
All that. Thank you.
You guys do
love
the
it.
ice cream social, right?
Yes, we hosted the ice cream social for quite some time. Yeah,
What when did you guys open?
we opened in June 3 years ago in 2016. Yeah, so yeah, 3.5.
I've been to the brunch there a bunch of times.
Yeah, thank you.
No, it's good shit. So thank you.
Do you have anything like special coming up like for both places for
Or any
here
kind of,
or
like,
like?
I mean, I guess the headline at Homestead is weekend dinners and brunch. Those are like our real, brunch is really an event there.
Yeah.
It really packs out, and we have live music for a lot of the brunch sessions and stuff.
Nice.
And we're-
Okay, cool.
We're looking to book some more live music. I'm actually going up with Ross from Shenanigans on the 15th of January to scout out a band we'd like to get.
Oh, that's right. You
And
guys are
they're
going to New York.
Very loud and obnoxious, and I would like to get them to play
Wait,
like
you do
a
band?
kind of a rowdy
you have
brunch
music
shift.
shows there?
Yes, we do have a live music permit, and we usually do like folk and rock stuff. But I'm sort of looking to maybe book some louder, more obnoxious type of bands.
I mean,
'cause that's
I
the
know a
kind
lot of
music I
bands
like.
from DC and a lot of bands from New Orleans.
I know a band or two also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mr.
band?
Mr. Boo here.
Mr. Boo's got a band
Yeah, that's
himself.
a great
Really
location.
shitty band called like Supreme Commander that comes through every once in a
Hey,
while.
Boo, you have a right hand. You can smack the shit out of
Supreme Commander.
me. No, but I didn't even know that was your like spot when I first started going there. Then when I started talking to Mike and hanging out with Mike, I started realizing that was your place.
Yeah.
It is a really cool spot. I really dig that spot.
Thank you. Yeah, I slow
really
roll.
do.
I slow
Your
roll my
bartenders
roll
are really
at both
cool
of
and
these
your
places.
food's really good.
Do you think
Thank
your clientele will be into like having like some edgier?
Well, I
stuff?
think that's the great thing about like
I mean, it's
a
pep
city
bar.
like DC is you can find people that are into almost anything, and
True.
true.
and
Yeah.
having the ability to have like a versatile space with different areas and stuff that you can cordon off for different events really lends itself to being able to do stuff like that.
And the thought of going to brunch because like your friend's band is playing. It's not a bad,
Yeah, I mean, people go see their friends' bands all the time. Might as well have some.
Might as well
But
get
do
food
people
and
do
some
like
drinks.
a lot of
a side
like
of bacon
punk?
with that.
Yeah.
Do people do a lot of like brunches with like punk music or
No.
go-go?
No.
I think that should that be a thing?
I wouldn't be surprised if
I
there was
would
a
love it
I
if
go-go
work
were.
brunch. If I can find a good go-go station.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a go-go brunch somewhere in the
I'm
city.
sure there is.
No,
I'm
there
sure
is.
there
Must
definitely
be.
is.
There's one, and I got a buddy of mine who used to do it.
Somewhere.
Amir Dice used to tell me about it. But I don't know if that's really that big of a thing.
But I think I feel like it should. If you're in this city, I feel like it should be like when I lived in New Orleans, we did go-go brunches, or
Right.
not go-go. We did brass band
Sure.
lunches. But I feel like go-go in DC should be a fucking thing, regardless.
I mean, I think it's great, but like like that would be some real raunchy ass brunch right there. People grinding on each other.
Raunchy ass brunch though.
Oh yeah, so am I.
Dude, I'm down with a brunch with punk music or a brunch with fucking go-go. I
Right.
think that's the DC way.
So, Bo, one more question for you. If I was going to come to the Blaguard on what night of the week, if there's one time, one event, one particular moment during the week when somebody should absolutely, positively come to the Blaguard and get their swerve on,
What bartender do you want to get the richest right now? That's what you're saying.
Well, I will say I tend bar on Mondays, and I think Monday's the best night.
Dude, look, as somebody who used to regularly bartend on a Monday, shout out to bartending on Mondays. 'cause
Right?
The shit is
Shout
literally
out
what
to
you make it.
bartending on a Monday.
We have a great
It
industry
is what you
crowd.
make it.
Yeah, we have a great industry crowd, so I love working Mondays because you get your bartenders rushing out of their other gigs. You got people that got their nights off and stuff. I mean, Monday's a great night to tend bar for industry stuff.
Yeah.
Now, did I just see two things on the wall saying that you have the City Paper Bartender of the Year for 2019
Yeah.
and 2018?
Yeah,
2 years running?
Nikos Papa George has won
Yeah, Nikos.
best bartender in DC.
Oh, I know niggas.
There he is over there.
Oh, hi, Nikos.
Hey.
Fuck that guy. I'm a better bartender.
That is not an uncommon reaction when people see that on the wall.
No, that's just my West Philly ass being a hater. And shit.
Yeah, but I just happened to
fuck
see
that guy.
that on the wall. So, shout out to you guys.
We've won
Nikos.
best neighborhood bar a number of years as an institution, and yeah, Nikos is now winning best bartender every year. So
That's
I
awesome.
love it. Because,
take that, society.
Fuck you.
But so you guys also, what other things do you guys have? Weekly specials, like daily specials?
We have a special every day of the week. Mondays we've got half price burgers, $5 mules. We've got extended happy hour on Wednesdays. We've got a beer and a shot combo on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
The wings are
We've got
banging.
$5 bombs on Fridays, and then Saturday we have a daytime special for college football games or anything till 7. You've got $3 Natty Bows, $3 Bud Lights, and $5 mimosas.
I mean, it's like some 20th century prices.
yep.
Do you have any happy hour? Happy hour?
Happy hour every weekday from 5 to 8, except Wednesday. We extend it to 10. So, yeah, there's always some sort of special going on. You want to be able to, because, there's always somebody in the group of friends that isn't doing as well as everybody else or has had a rough month. And I want that guy to be able to drink and be able to afford it. And then, if he brings his friends, like a lot of time that guy dictates where people go.
And we love that.
Right,
though.
right.
So if like a group of 10 want to go out and they go, Dave's broke this month, like, oh, let's go to Blaguard. Like, there's something for
That's
him.
like
Right.
local watering hole rules.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what a neighborhood bar should
We
be.
used to work like
That's how-
nightclubby type of bars, and we wanted to be the absolute opposite of that when
Which
we
you
all.
guys, you guys are. Like, you guys have established that here.
Shout
Thank
out.
you.
So
Here in
Blaguard,
Adams
DC,
Morgan.
18th Street in Florida. Thank you very much, guys. BlaguardDC.com. And it's the same thing on Instagram and everything else?
Yeah, Blaguard DC at every social media. Yeah.
And just to note that you guys are the, Redskin
bar at
Yeah.
Adams Morgan.
I mean, whether or not that's something to be
All
like
right,
proud
still
of,
Redskins.
but
We're all born and raised, and we're all stuck with them for better or for worse. So
You
yes.
are not
I
getting
don't know
rid
if
of
you guys
those
noticed by the paint scheme, but
yeah.
You
I
think?
mean, there is the
Motherfucker.
burgundy and gold
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
As a Giants fan, this is fucking horrendous. I can't fucking believe this shit.
And y'all have had pretty big, because I've been to a couple where you have a Redskin events, you have
at
the
this
radio
very-
show,
Yeah, at this very booth, we had ESPN 980 doing
Nice.
their official
Yeah.
halftime
Yeah.
show. We've had Clinton Portis, we've had Fred Smoot, we had John Riggins, which
Go
I
ahead.
was so starstruck
Keep
by
name
that.
fucking dropping because I want to hear more names.
Yeah,
Give me
yeah.
more names. Give me more names. Give me more names.
That was it as far as former Redskins players, because one of them was always doing the halftime show. But we've had all three of those guys in here multiple times, and they've all been mostly been great.
Right on.
All right, guys, we're gonna do a little checkout. We're gonna do what we're calling a new little segment. We're gonna focus on local bands, and our first band's gonna be Boo. Do you want to introduce this one?
I feel like it's kind of weird for me to introduce my own band.
All right, then
but-
fuck it.
Should I introduce Boo's band? Which one of Boo's
See, that's the thing.
many
Supreme
700
Commander.
This is what
awesome
happens
bands
when
we
you
got
don't
going
come
on
to
here?
the production meetings.
Y'all didn't tell Wait, but you know what? Fuck that. Rant time. Rant time. Rant time. Rant time.
Wait,
No, no.
wait,
No
wait,
one told me about
no,
the
no.
business meeting this week. God
Bobcast.
damn
No.
it.
Bobcast. Bobcast.
Fuck a
Champion.
Stay on target.
Champions.
All right, anyways, yeah, this is a clip of my
Supreme
band
Commanders.
Supreme Commander from our holiday show at the Pie Shop.
Thank you, Pie Shop.
From December 21st, 2019.
Enjoy, folks.
Greetings. This is Crushing Boo from the District of Misfits Show. If you're receiving this transmission, we need your help. Time and time again, our attempts to spread our message of peace, love, and shenanigans has been hampered by equipment malfunction. Help us upgrade our gear, expand our reach, and save the galaxy from the forces of evil. Or at least the forces of boredom. You can help by donating to, liking, and sharing the link attached to this video. Please help us, Misfits. Your only hope. All right, and we're back. Yeah, if you can, please go to our page and click on the GoFundMe and help us raise some money so we can upgrade our gear and make sure that the show doesn't crash in the middle of broadcasting like it's been known to happen. And we appreciate everything you all do for us. Without further ado, we have our other guest, the illustrious Michael Harrison.
Bartender
Hey,
extraordinaire.
it's only taking you 3 years.
To get on the show.
Yo, this is one of my
Yeah.
favorite regulars right
We
here.
tried
yeah.
this.
This is one of my definitely favorite regulars right here.
So first of all, let's thank the Blaguard, 18th and Florida Avenue, Adams Morgan guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So we have Bo on. Give us your backstory about how you ended up
About you, Michael.
about the Blaguard. Tell us a little bit about you.
How did I end up at the Blaguard?
How'd you land in life?
He's like just lucky, I guess.
Start from the very beginning. Where are you from?
Long
Did
time
Michael
ago.
Harrison.
When did your
Mom,
parents
do your
have sex
dad.
to make you?
So, actually, funny story.
There we go.
In my
Is it really?
the night that they love telling the story, so I feel like I can tell the story. Apparently, it was the night that they signed the contract on the house that I grew up in.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's when you were made?
It's a celebration.
I was made that night.
Did they fuck in your bedroom?
Oh.
I think that they fucked in the home in Virginia. So,
So in Narnia.
yeah. I mean, before they painted my bedroom with lead paint. So,
You know, it's always nice to hear a good story because I'll be like, yo, I know I'm a six-pack and a broken condom.
But you are from Philly, homie.
You know what? You are from Delaware?
And same
Hello,
thing.
what?
We do snort coke and get sad and do fucking.
And that's why you're short.
Okay.
Probably. You know,
Anyways,
I
you
did
did
get
not
the
like
short
that.
G. I
You
did
did
get the
not
short-
like that.
Bupkis.
All right, so you grew up here in D.C. Where did you went to school? Local,
I was a Catholic school kid. I went to the Heights.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Heights.
The weird conservative school to be like a gay progressive kid. So, hey.
Who knew?
It all
What are
works
the
out.
odds?
So when you weren't there, did you know you were gay when you were there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Single sex education does wonders for one's confidence.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So what made you go into bartending?
So I
You
struggled with
in like
school. I'm dyslexic. I struggled with school. I started working security and then fell in love with the industry and sort of moved more into bar backing, and then later got an opportunity to work at a bar called Kitty O'Shea's in Tenleytown
Lord.
when it was coming under new ownership. So
We've been there before.
We've
Oh,
never
I
heard
know.
of that place.
you've been there twice.
We've never been there before. There's no evidence to document
Can
we've
you
been
ask
in
me a
there.
question? Were you there the first
never
night
been
and
to
not the second
McFadden's.
night?
Yep,
See?
I was there the first
Told
night, not
you.
the second night.
Told you he wasn't
Why
there
were
the
you not
second
there
night.
the second
And
night?
Marcus, with his broken head, remembered
Because
something.
I was
Because we were waiting on him to
tired the second night.
Right, you
See,
just didn't
so,
come.
so you just settled a bet between me and Val because she said you were there
That's
both
true.
nights and that you couldn't get on the show. And I know the first night we did the show, we couldn't do it because
Yeah,
we had equipment
'cause
It was
Kitty
problems.
like technical shit, yeah.
And the second
I
night
believe
he did
that
not
we were a
show up.
part of it. Yeah,
You
no,
might have
I,
been a little bit a part of it.
No,
Yeah.
it was all
It was
It was a
interweb.
ridiculous
It
48
was all
hours.
us. It was interweb.
That was
But
a very
we
ridiculous
had a
48
bet
hours.
saying you couldn't be there a second. She's like, no, he was there. I'm like, no, he was not there.
No, he was
I
there.
was not there.
You're
See?
right.
I know, Shay.
I lost.
Damn it, I won a bet. It's fucking amazing.
What'd you win, Marcus?
Nothing.
Hand job. Hand job. Hand job tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Definitely thought that was
Champion?
handshake.
So-
you know?
so-
Hand job or a jumbo pizza?
Do I get to make?
Jumbo
do I
slice?
get to make one racist Patriots owner joke?
No.
Okay, cool.
No. No.
So, Mike,
Wait, so
whatever
hair
the
sign.
Harrison, where else do you work?
So I work here, and I work over at Homestead in Petworth,
Yeah.
which is where I go see this asshole when I get off work.
So where else would you go if you were there?
In Petworth, well, reliable.
No, you come
Oh
see
wow!
me.
See, there you go. See,
Yeah.
that's all.
No,
Not the answer I was looking
you would come see me.
Yeah.
And let me
for.
find
See,
you
we
somewhere to
all
fuck
go
else.
see that asshole when I'm on my way home. This asshole's one of the few assholes we see.
Nice. Yeah, or I'll come here sometimes afterwards because
Nobody
why not?
comes home from Adams Morgan. No, we don't. We don't do that.
So wait, so when are the days you work here and when are the days you work at the homestead?
so I work Saturday, Sunday days here, and then Wednesday, Friday nights at Homestead. Every other Wednesday and Friday nights at Homestead.
So I have a question. Who's Angry Dave?
Angry Dave is my father. I'm guessing that got brought up with Bo.
Yes, it did. Outside smoking a cigarette.
So, Angry Dave is the nickname for a lot of people who were
See, I
Little League
expected
players.
a different action for you, but I'll take this one.
What did you expect?
Well,
Wait, hold on. I don't want to hear the answer. Who's Angry Dave?
So my dad was not the nicest person when he was a little league baseball coach.
Shit.
He was kind of aggressive and
Bad News Bears, kind of.
It's called Angry Dave for a reason.
everybody who played for him who wanted to play high school baseball did. So like he did the coaching part right, the fundamentals.
Gotcha. Fundamentals. None of that nurturing shit.
Yeah.
Also, his assistant coach, if you've been watching the news, was Charlie Kupperman, the former temporary or interim national security advisor, who also is not the most calm person in the world necessarily.
Oh, wow.
So how grown up for that was that for you? Like when you played baseball? Because I heard he yelled at you a lot.
Yep, he yelled at me. He yelled at my brother.
You gotta yell as a coach. This is how it works.
Yeah.
No,
It was
wait,
a
pause.
little more
Wait.
directed at
No,
his
I'm
children.
gonna tell you right now. This is how it works. As a former coach, this is how it
Do we
works.
call you
I'm
Angry
not-
Jamie?
No. But the thing is, I'm not yelling at you because like you're just a little piece of shit. I'm yelling at you because I'm disappointed. That's where it comes from.
He's not mad.
As a
He's-
look, I'm dead ass, and I will tell you some terrible South Philly stories in a minute.
We don't
But
need them.
as an ex-coach,
we know you.
every 9-year-old that I screamed at, it was never out of anything but I told you what to do.
Re-say
You know
that.
what to do.
Re-say that statement
But
again.
you did not do what you were expected to do. That was the yelling.
So you do know that I used to coach baseball as well.
Oh, well,
I
I
was
mean,
just gonna bring
they
that
say abuse runs in cycles. So,
So like it's
so were
my
you?
cycle.
Did you repeat the cycle?
No.
I was the asshole coach, but I was not
Imagine
an
that.
abusive coach. Things were expected to be done. But I talked to most of the people that I used to coach.
Did you yell at 9-year-olds?
I was high school varsity, so,
Oh, so that's a
Oh,
little
you
bit
can
better.
totally yell at teenagers.
Oh, yeah,
You
teenagers,
can
you can
totally
fucking-
scream at a
They-
teenager. all day.
teenager
Fuck
and a
his
9-year-old.
mother.
That's the only way
fucking
they'll hear
knew
you.
why they were being yelled at.
Yeah.
So you can yell at a teenager. I'm totally fucking cool with
So
that.
how long did you coach for? You coached for a while, didn't you?
I coached from when I was 18 until last year, so 32.
Yeah, you're still
Right.
coaching.
That was a
yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
I've just recently retired, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Where did you coach? Where?
I coached at Wilson High School and then the Murray School as well. And I also did various summer leagues.
Yeah.
So what else you got going for yourself, Michael?
Yeah. What other projects you got going on?
Hey, what's
yeah.
what's in the future?
Tell us what else you got. What else you up to?
You got some things in the future. I know you do.
You know, I'm trying to push some political stuff in D.C.
Oh yeah.
You wanna tell us about that?
Tell us more.
So Michael is very politically minded.
I want to.
Yeah.
He loves you're in a lot of the different like you're in what
So the
these
Gertrude Stein
Right.
Democrats, which is the LGBTQ Democratic Party organization. I'm a member. I'm a delegate for the Ward 3 Democratic Party.
right?
I'm trying to push a conversation of understanding what I think oftentimes gets dropped when we talk citywide. So being, I'm sorry, I'm getting stage notes and I'm really shitty at this.
You getting stage hands? You getting stage hands? Or
So I'm trying to at least push the conversation to making sure that people listen. And right now they don't.
What would be your 3 biggest platform points?
Honestly, it's super boring because it's working with the
But
DC.
it's local.
That's fine. Boring sometimes is exactly what
Boring is
needs
what
to
they
be-
do.
Needs
Yeah.
to be dealt
Boring's
with.
what we
So,
need.
It's
You
well,
know.
I feel like they're not doing the boring right now, which is my biggest problem. Why I'm trying to get involved.
3 biggest issues.
Well, the DC Auditor's Office needs to be respected. We need to actually push our budget and listen to the DC Auditor's Office to eliminate waste so that we can increase programs for affordable housing, homeless shelters. We need to increase social workers tremendously in DC. Not every school has social workers, which is absurd.
Right.
The school that they are talking about closing right now is actually the emergency school for DC for people who have behavioral issues or at-home issues.
Right.
And that school doesn't have social workers. that to me is absurd. So we have to make sure that we're pushing to effectively execute any project. You have to make sure that you're serving the children and you're serving everybody.
You had
can't
me
just-
at eliminating government waste,
Yeah.
like as a start, like,
Also increasing vocational education.
and super pro vocational
Like,
education.
I'm not a big Bernie fan, but he did say something real smart. Like, I can
You should be.
understand philosophy,
You should.
They
be.
we
but
all
at
should
the
be.
same time, we still need more plumbers. I
Yeah.
can
You should
understand.
be. If
I can
you're-
understand being
If you're not, if you're
people
not,
who want to do philosophy and all this other stuff, but still, you still need someone to come in and fix your drain.
it wouldn't kill you.
Not
to
everyone
to
is going to
a-
be super hyped
to be a Bernie fan.
and that's a good job where you can drop off 2 years of an apprenticeship by going to trade school for a 4-year apprenticeship. You can drop off 2 years
I
of
mean,
that apprenticeship and get a good union plumbing job.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
I mean,
and- yeah,
there
and-
needs to be, like you were saying, there needs to be
shout
some
out to
sort of
unions.
push to, to encourage, like you were saying, to encourage students who maybe aren't like meant to go to college, who aren't meant
Yeah.
to like. It's not like it's not their jam, you
and,
know.
and
like
skilled labor is one of the most significant ways to decrease the inequality gap, because if you develop a trade and you join a union rates are higher wages than freelance. It's a snowballing effect. The more people that have these skills and the more of them unionize, the better quality of life.
It also
You know,
protects
people
them
will all
from the
experience-
dumb
I think
shit.
we got. I think
Yeah.
we got away from that for back in the day. Like, as a chef, though, we weren't like famous or popular people do, so we had to go to vocational schools, the culinary schools, to do these things.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with like people who want to be plumbers, people who want to do engineering. Like, we need more union jobs or more vocational jobs. Actually, to fucking.
And
You don't have to go to fucking college.
we are literally
Yeah.
short on. We are literally
We also
short
need to
on-
stop just telling people that you have a bad job because you work with your hands.
No,
yeah,
sh-
and that's
Oh, yeah.
absurd.
Oh
you
my
know?
God,
Like,
ridiculous.
That's absolutely
That's
absurd.
like,
Absolutely
I don't want to hear
ridiculous.
anymore in a restaurant. Like, I have a real job. Like, no,
Oh,
motherfuckers, this is
no,
a real fucking
dude.
job.
How about this? What
Once
if-
a week, someone's like, "Oh, so what's your real job?"
I
No,
used to-
bitch.
This is
I
it.
used to work with somebody, and they had the best idea. If everybody, like, okay, how in Israel you have to serve X number of years in the military.
Yep.
It's
When
what,
you
2
get out,
years? Something
everyone
like
should
that?
have to do
I think
2
it's
years in the service
I
industry.
totally agree.
2 years in the service
serve
industry in
service
some way,
industry,
shape, or form.
You should
Jail,
serve ranch
washing
dressing. You
dishes,
should serve ranch dressing to
busting
somebody
tables.
for 2 years.
You should have to split a check 12 fucking ways at least once in your fucking life, so that you
And
fucking know.
you watching this show should
what
know
the
that
fuck
all
these
of us here
people-
are fucking restaurant industry people, bartenders.
Don't get it
I'm a
twisted.
former chef, bartenders, waiters. We're all in that fucking boat.
It'll
it
teach you
should
how to
all-
lie right.
And
It'll
it should
teach you
all
how
be
to
put
lie
on
right.
this. And it should all be put
Like,
on.
I
the
love
same-
ranch, but as a chef, I stopped selling ranch dressing.
But it should all be put on the same level.
You're an
you know?
asshole.
And,
I had
and
to.
honestly,
I
education-wise,
totally had to.
we need more nurses.
Yeah.
Nurses, like
We
we
need
are
more
desperate.
plumbers.
We have a
need more
tremendous
nurses.
nursing. My mom's a nurse.
Huge nursing deficiency, in this country.
I
like,
mean,
and so if you were to throw that into, under a vocational umbrella,
There you go.
I'm into it, man.
Yeah, I'm
into
happy
it.
to
Nursing
a
is
thousand
nursing's 4-year college a little bit more. That's a thing.
But still, but it's,
But,
it's
like,
still
at
a
the same time-
vocational fucking thing.
but it's
not-
a,
but
it's a specified.
What I'm saying is it's not like it used to be. Where it was like, oh, here's your 6 months. Teach you
Sure,
how to put a
that's
needle in your
right.
arm, whole 9 yards.
But,
It's not the 60s
but even
anymore.
teachers and everybody like that, there needs to
Teachers
be
is
more.
also not
But
vocational.
nurse practitioners are community college level. We can start that education in high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
It's
mean,
true.
don't even get me started on the public school fucking how that shit's structured right
All
now.
right,
Like, that's a whole
guys.
nother thing.
Again, we are at fucking Adams Morgan.
We are
The
hold on,
corner
stop.
of-
Marcus, I love you, but you gotta stop being like we're fucking
I'm done. We're on 18th of
Motherfucking,
Florida, Adams Morgan, motherfuckers.
fucking
This is a segment I called "What's Happening on Boo's Corner."
what's on Boo's Corner?
Boo's Corner.
Well, okay. So
I'm selling
before-
rocks.
Hold on. Before we do that, thanks, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Thanks,
Thank
thanks
you
for
so
coming
much.
on
Mike,
the
go
show.
fuck yourself.
No.
I'm joking. I'm
Oh,
joking.
I
I'm
mean,
joking.
Like, that
I'm
was
Fuck
like a
this,
weird.
fuck.
That
I
was
would-
like a
I have
weird, like.
nothing
That was a
going
very
on for you.
terrible transition.
As-
So,
Yeah.
shout
Mike,
out to
I'm
my
not
dear
really
son.
good at transitions.
As
so
Mike's
fuck
bartender, I would like to thank you for helping me make fun of your coworker who kept ordering Fireball.
Oh, no. It was old
And-
fashions.
No, yes, he kept walking up and ordering old fashions and look at your ass.
At Looking Glass.
And I was like, bruh, we did this 5 minutes ago. And he was like, well, I can tell you what's in it. And I was like, yo, for real? For real? You want to play
thought
this
that
game?
the reason that I was telling him no was
Because I didn't know how to do it, basically. And it was just like, I'm going to choke the shit out of you, kid.
You should have choked the shit out, but
And then
now
he was like, all right, cool, let me get a fireball. And, like, Mike just, like, he, like, slapped his, like, legs and, like, walked away like this.
that I understand. But now
So,
for
poor baby.
now for Boo's Corner.
All right.
Interrupt me one more time, midget.
I'm in a.
I'm sorry. I haven't called you a midget today yet.
All right,
Boo's Corner,
all right.
ladies and gentlemen. Boo's Corner.
All right, y'all. So it's been all over the fucking news and all over social media. Unless you literally just came out of a coma in the last 2 weeks, we are potentially maybe on the brink of war with another country in the Middle East. That country being Iran. Because a few contractors were killed, which is a very tragic thing. Trump decided to order some airstrikes without congressional approval, and now we are looking like the dudes kicking sand in people's faces. Our allies are not on board because, Trump spent the last 3 years pissing all over them. So hug your kids. If you are a Trump supporter, I cordially invite you to go down to your favorite branch of the military and enlist, because I want to see you all walk the fucking walk.
If you're gonna talk shit, enlist.
I want to see your dumb ass on a plane over there fucking making America great again.
Right.
Because this is your boy. But also for those of us here back home that aren't going to end up, dealing with that, we have a whole nother fight to fight, and that is in the ballot boxes, in the election booths. So I cordially invite you all to register. And if you are registered, double check and make sure that you are still registered. If you have not voted in a long time, make sure that you are registered, because they're all over the country. Within the sound of my voice, they are doing everything in their power to keep your vote suppressed if you are not down with the GOP. And now might also, my own personal opinion, might be a good time for those of us who consider ourselves to be Democrats or liberals or whatever, to maybe lean just a tiny, tiny bit harder to the left, because there really isn't much difference between a Joe Biden and a Donald Trump other than rhetoric. We need candidates that are literally, legitimately pushing to try to fucking change shit for the better. Everyone is on the take, with the exception of a handful of people. Everyone is on the take. If you are taking corporate contributions, you are taking bribes. If you are meeting with lobbyists and taking large sums of money from super PACs, you are taking bribes. It's about time we started electing people that legitimately give a shit about what we think and not what corporations think. I could go on, but I think I've said enough for now. And that's what's going on my corner.
To piggyback off of what you just said, also a thing that I realized in the last 3 days with all this crap going on, people need to pay attention to the draft rules, because there are real rules that you have to pay attention to. I'm 35. I am still draftable. You want to know why?
Yeah, if you signed up.
I have 3 older siblings, yours, mine, and ours. I have 1 child. My sister has 3. My other 2 siblings, one's dead, and the other one is too old. And I have a younger brother who
what's
already...
the age limit?
If you signed up for any kind of student loans or any of that type of stuff,
Draftable.
Check your paperwork.
Are you
because
serious?
There's clauses, there's
Shitty.
some of these loans and grants and all these things. Some of them come with these clauses where
That
you
you have
are
to pay
signing up for
attention
selected
Well, I'm not
services. You gotta
draftable.
read.
So what?
Also,
Do you
in
know?
the early
Do you know what that
2000s,
age?
in the early 2000s,
Jamie?
another rule changed. Women can be drafted now too.
Yeah. But so do you know what the age limit is, Jamie?
The age limit is, so it's like the red tape thing or whatever. It depends on where you are in your sibling list. If you're an
are
only
you
child,
fucking kidding
you're
me?
good. If you're an only child, you're good. More or
Really?
less.
Well, I'm the
So,
baby,
now,
so I'm
so
fucked.
do you know, like, for instance, like myself, like my brother and I'm the only not born here. My brother was naturalized.
They will
like,
send his ass like it's nothing.
They will.
Well, that
These are the
fucking
things you have to
sucks.
look up, and that's what I'm saying. Look, I never quote Ronald Reagan because I feel like that man's the devil. But hear the information and then do your research.
All right,
I
guys.
mean, I think that's important.
I'm Marcus Bradley Dunvan. This is the end of our show. We're District of Misfits. Thank you so fucking much for joining us one more time on Twitter, DC Misfits. On Twitch and TikTok, the Pasteurized Chef. District of Misfits on Instagram and Facebook. I'm Marcus Bradley Dunn, the Pasteurized Chef. We're fucking out. Thank you for another show, motherfuckers.
Later, heathens.
I
Bye,
didn't say the
guys.
N-word one time tonight.
Good job, Jimmy.
Bye, guys.
Greetings. This is Crushing Boo from the District of Misfits Show. If you're receiving this transmission, we need your help. Time and time again, our attempts to spread our message of peace, love, and shenanigans has been hampered by equipment malfunction. Help us upgrade our gear, expand our reach, and save the galaxy from the forces of evil. Or at least the forces of boredom. You can help by donating to, liking, and sharing the link attached to this video. Please help us, Misfits. Your only hope.